Hey, so today what we're doing is we are going through the cards that I've made. This will be video 5 of the custom cards of Pokédex Filler's custom Pokemon for the region and game that he is making. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up, we have Obolite, which is a rock and dark type. It is weak to fighting because both of those types are weak to fighting. Rock is weak to ground, which both are covered by this. It resists psychic because um, dark either resists or is immune to psychic. I cannot remember which. And its attacks are Stone Skin Sentinel. For 2 fighting, it takes 50 less damage during your opponent's next turn, which is a lot of damage reduced. Not so much with resistance, but I mean weakness, but what are you going to do about it? You're still going to probably fold in one hit if you get hit by a super effective attack. Then there is Rock Slide with 2 fighting, 1 of energy, 1 of any, 70 damage, and flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. This is pretty close to the Rock Slide attack in the actual game, which I believe is 80 base power and a chance to flinch, which is effectively the same thing as paralyzed for all intents and purposes in the card game. Retreat cost of 3 because it's rock type and it's like supposed to be like a defender, a statue, so not much movement, I wouldn't imagine, but still able to, of course. Its retreat cost is 3. Then next up we have Pubble, which is literally just a rock, and that's reflected in its attack. Still rock. It is just a rock. It is, I believe, a normal rock type, which is why the cards are normal type. Still rock makes it take like literally incrementally less damage. And then rollout could be a powerful attack, but if you build a deck around rollout, I would have a few questions for you. It's not meant to be a great attack. I know it could probably be abused, but yeah, I'd be very curious to see how people would do that. Weakness of fighting, because both normal and rock are weak to fighting, and resistance of normal, because ghost normal is immune to ghost, and fighting, no. Don't know why. Just, I guess normal is immune to ghost. And then a retreat cost of 2, because it's not really meant to be a moving Pokemon. Baldor. Hobble unsteadily for 1 energy does 60 damage, which is very high damage, but you take a lot of recoil damage, so it balances out, and that's the only way it moves around. So that's why it's hobble unsteadily, because I imagine if you're hobbling, you might fall over, and then poof, a lot of damage to yourself. And then Boulder Bark, 2 fighting, 30 damage. I could have probably made it to normal, and maybe in future versions of the card I will, but as of right now, Boulder Bark is 30 damage for 2 fighting and a chance for confusion. Same retreat cost as its previous evolution, same reason, and it has 90 HP because it's a stage 1 and it's probably not that tanky. And Obolite has a lot of health because it is a single stage Pokemon, and it's probably pretty tanky since it's supposed to be like a Guardian or a Sentinel. Then we have Yarnsect, the artsy spider Pokemon. I personally really like this Pokemon. It is Grass Fairy type, and I just love the whole design of it. Entrancing Patterns, 10 damage for 1 grass, 1 of anything. Flip a coin of heads, they're now confused. If tails, it's now paralyzed. So you've got a good status condition either way being applied. And it only has 50 HP, but that is because it is Actually, I believe it's bug fairy type, not grass. I believe it's bug fairy type. And then its evolution is extremely cool. It resists fighting because bug fairy quad resists fighting in the game. Retreat cost of 1 because it's just a little itty bitty spider, and weakness fire because bug is weak to fire. Then Grantula. I love this Pokemon. This turned out great. It does not have any attacks. It only has an ability that can be used only once per turn, no matter how many you have in play. The ability can only be used once. And it allows you to heal. You can boost your Pokemon's attacks. You can draw cards. All around amazing ability. It's got okay HP for stage 1. So it can kind of back it up and be a support Pokemon on your bench. And it's very, very nice. I do not know. I think this might not have got changed, and I didn't realize it. I think the weakness and resistance may not have got changed. But those will be getting changed after I upload this video. And yeah, I'll definitely make sure to upload this. And then it will also have probably the retreat cost it has now. Even though that was Bowdor's, I think it'll have the retreat cost it has now. It makes sense for like older, like still spider, like they're just spinning sweaters. Like that seems to make sense to me. Then you have the Squid line. This guy is funny. He is just a funny guy. He doesn't have any really crazy attacks. 60 HP because he's ground, and I believe that he's just ground at this point, but he might be ground dark. I think he's ground dark because he has the resistance of psychic. Sandy Spook, flip a coin for paralysis, or dry out, which does like almost no damage, but you do heal. So kind of useful attack. Then Quicksand. 90 HP is the stage 1 in a it is the second stage in a 3-stage line. So surprising sands, this comes from its Pokédex entry, which is these Pokemon live in quicksand and are always waiting for unexpected trainers to walk over them before attacking. So this is my take on that for the cards. You may only use this attack if the Pokemon move from your bench to the active spot on this turn, and your opponent's active Pokemon is guaranteed paralyzed, which is a very powerful thing. And to limit this from being abused with, say, switches or Fairy Garden or anything like that, your Pokemon cannot use the attack Surprising Sands during your next turn. So it prevents paralysis locks, I should say. And this whole line has weakness to grass because ground is weak to grass, and bug would be neutral to this Pokemon. No, it would be super effective because ground does not resist bug, I don't believe. But that was the theory behind that. Then psychic resistance because dark resists ghosts, and psychic and ground resist poison. Then Octrosity is the final stage. Its ability in the game that Pokédex Fillers is designing, and its signature ability is Sinking Sands, where the Pokemon that are faster, the faster the Pokemon is, the more damage that Octrosity does to it. So I tried to mimic that with Sinking Sand, since there's no like turn order or speed in the actual card game. I decided to do it based on the energies attached to the defending Pokemon. So it does 40 more for each energy attached to the defending Pokemon. And it starts out doing only 20 damage for 3 fighting energy. but it has a very high chance for paralysis if the Pokemon does not have a rule box and is not a normal Pokemon. So a very cool card overall, at least I would say. Then Nebulize. This is a very interesting Pokemon. It is the first mythical in the numbered videos, at least. It is the first mythical, has 140 HP, which could be a might high, but it is the cosmic type, and I did not know really what I was going to do for that yet, so I gave it a bit higher HP than I normally would give an ice type. Its attack, Frozen World, 2 damage on each non-water Pokemon in play. If your opponent's active Pokemon is not a water Pokemon, it's now asleep and poisoned. That's kind of to mimic the hail effect, and the asleep is trying to get somewhat close to the frozen effect would be, and I just didn't know how to write the multiple turns. If you watch the video on Nebulize, the Frozen World attack is really cool, but it's very hard to translate into cards. And then a retreat cost of 3 because it looks like a giant. I feel like it wouldn't have a very high retreat cost. But since it is cosmic type, for now, I'm going to give cosmic types no weakness, no resistance. So kind of what they've been doing with dragon types lately. And that is the whole video. So if you enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe. Go check out Pokédex Filler's channel. Of course, he makes great content, and a lot of these Pokemon here really aren't done. Oh, my bad. They aren't done justice, but I'll try anyway. Pokemon that I forgot to do entirely. That is my fault. Cryptical. It is just poison. I think it's ghost poison. I think. That's not to say for sure. Leeching Companions. This is its signature ability in Pokédex Filler's game. Heal from whenever the opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, you heal that amount of damage from it, which is super nice because you basically get free healing with its attack. Defending Pokemon is now poisoned. Put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon between turns. So you're getting 40 damage worth of healing just off of the poison effect in between turns. So if you can keep this Pokemon alive, you're going to have a long-lasting Pokemon. If you can keep it alive and in the active spot, you can keep healing, keep poison up, which are both really powerful effects. Now that is all that I had left. And if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, head over to his channel, check out his videos. They're awesome. I love his content. That's what got me started making these cards. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed. The links, as always, the links to these cards will be posted in the description. And that's all.